Hello guys, and welcome to the very first episode of our new series, Manga Reads, where I'm going to be reviewing a bunch of manga, and you'll be able to read it along with me. I won't be reading it exactly, but you'll be able to see all the scans on screen right now, so you'll be able to see them right now. And you can pause the video anytime you want, so you can read a little bit more of the manga. If you want me to make it bigger next video, I will, but just let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, this is what's going to be replacing my reactions. Essentially, I'm going to be buying a bunch of manga and just reviewing it for you guys, and you'll be able to read with me. So I get free manga, guys. You'll be able to read it. Hopefully this doesn't get copyrighted because of the manga. If it does, guys, I'm going to have to remove the manga scans. I have no choice, guys. I don't want to get copyrighted. That's the reason why I kind of left reactions. So yeah, guys. If I have to remove the manga reads, the scans, I'll just do like maybe 1 or 2 scans and then just give you a review. But I'm just putting my feet in the water right now, testing it out to see if I don't get copyrighted. After I record this and post this on YouTube, hopefully it doesn't get copyrighted. But yeah, guys, today we're going to be doing Tokyo Ghoul RE, Episode 1, Chapter 1, Bone. I'm going to be doing these manga reads episodes by chapters, not by volumes. That way we'll be able to have more episodes and more discussions on the book, and I'm going to be comparing the book to the anime as it goes, because I decided to buy this manga and I've never read it right when the anime started, so it'll be good to compare and contrast between the anime and the manga, as well as discuss the details and the characters and all the new characters that we have in this new manga. So guys, let's get started with Chapter 1, Bone. While you're reading this, guys, also, let's get started on that. Sorry guys, I'm a little sick. And so yeah, it starts off kind of the same like the anime. We hear Sasaki talking, kind of monologuing, and that's but you don't really have the pages for that. Those scans, those pages are clear, they're colorful, they're in color, and the ones you have are black and white. And I kind of left some pages out, but it really starts off with Sasaki monologuing in the manga, and we get introduced to a few characters, guys. We get introduced to Toru Mutsuki, which is a rank 3 investigator. She is the chick or the guy. I can't really tell, honestly. I want you guys to tell me on the comments down below. Is this person a guy or a girl? It's the person with the green hair, the investigator with the green hair. I cannot tell if it's a guy or a girl. The voice sounds like a girl, but it's kind of like a guy. Maybe it's a guy, and it's just a younger kid. I cannot tell, guys, honestly. But yeah, we get introduced to this person, to this investigator who is he's with the doctor and is getting his shots. And essentially it starts off the same with the anime, but it's a little the manga is in more detail, to be honest. We get a little more scenes, like Sasaki kind of like seeing other investigators and kind of bowing down to them, and we don't get to see all that in the anime. The anime goes straight into the taxi scene with one of the investigators. So that's why I guess I understand why people were concerned with the anime, the fact that it was going too quickly. But I heard it's going at different paces. It's going like super fast, maybe one episode, then it slows down the second episode, which I can testify for myself, guys. I'm only reviewing Chapter 1 right now, but I've already seen Episode 1 and 2 of Tokyo Ghoul RE. If you want to see my review for that, check out my channel and you'll be able to see that episode on my videos. But yeah, we get introduced again. We get to see Akira Mado, obviously the daughter, again, which is awesome. And it turns out she's the leader and a senior investigator. She's the leader of what's called the Queen Squad, which is a group of really half ghouls, you would say, but they're really people who are using the ghouls as powers. I don't know how they were made exactly. I think they had a surgery where they were transplanted organs of the ghouls, and that's how they got their powers. But they're kind of restricted as well. They're not allowed to have full power of those, because they feel like the investigators feel like that would be too much, you know. But yeah, so some of them can't really use Kagune that well. They have to be more proficient, or they don't have enough power to be able to use them. I believe the only character that is able to use this Kagune is Sasaki, and the other ones can only use like this arm thing or something similar small to it, but not a full-on Kagune. form. But yeah, we get introduced to these characters, to all these investigators, and that's how the episode starts. And the manga is a lot more in detail about everything, obviously. We get the conversations are a little more in detail. The scenes are more. There's more scenes in there that obviously the anime cut out because it has to cut it into an episode, a full episode. We get into this part where, like, I don't think we saw in the anime, not that I remember, is that where Sasaki is with the green-haired investigator, and then like they're just talking on the sidewalk, and they find out that the other two investigators, the ones we see in the anime right away, are out investigating a taxi driver with this guy named Torso, which is a ghoul called Torso, and they're trying to investigate and find him. And Sasaki thinks this is really dangerous, and we need to go after him right away because he knows that this person is really dangerous. And then he runs into these investigators, and he's kind of like begging and kind of shaming himself, and I guess you would say prostrating himself to like get information or anything like that. And the investigators, they just kind of, what you need to know is that these investigators, they kind of all hate the Quink Squad because they hate ghouls, and they think that this squad is trash and that they're worst of the worst in the police or the CCGG. And it's just everyone hates them, to be honest. And the fact that Sasaki is over here begging and kneeling and bowing down to these people despite knowing that they all hate him, it just shows how great of a person, good character this kid has. And we all know, of course, that Sasaki in the anime shown is a version of Kaneki. Although we're not really aware yet of what version, or is he a new person or anything like that. But we know he's a different version or something like that, similar to Kaneki, with a connection to Kaneki. But yeah, this is a different version of him, to be honest. It's kind of like the season 1 Kaneki, kind of, where he's like super nice and respectful, but definitely not the season 2 Kaneki. But yeah, he gets rejected with the info. Then obviously the green-haired investigator, his pupil, because Sasaki is the teacher of these investigators. He says that it was admirable and that he thinks he did the right thing. But Sasaki is just concerned with the fact that the other two investigators, which he considers to be close to him, are in real danger. And then it shifts to where the two investigators, which is Kuki Urie, I don't know how to pronounce that exactly, which is actually the squad leader, and he's really, even though he's squad leader, Sasaki is still concerned with the fact that he's in real danger when it comes to Torso. And it's shown in a taxi, and he's having this conversation with the taxi driver, and the fact that the taxi driver kind of gives himself away, and that's when Urie, I think that's how you pronounce it, Yuri, I'm just gonna say Yuri, and he kind of figures it out, and then it's when he hits the brakes or whatever, and then they crash, and then he knows that this person is a ghoul, so he jumps out, and then the taxi driver shows his Kagune, and then they're kind of having this fight, which is, I think this is how the anime started, kind of, but this is already really deep into chapter 1, and then another investigator shows up, which his name is Ginshi Shirasu, and he's a rank 3 investigator. And this guy's, I think this guy's art style is amazing. Also, I'd like to point out that manga art style is so beautiful in this manga. It's amazing. I love how much everything. I've read some manga before in the past, but I just can't help to appreciate all the art on here. And I really love the appearance of Ginshi. His character's design is pretty cool. He looks kind of more like either a mechanic or some kind of biker. He's not wearing that nice white suit that Yuri is wearing, which is pretty cool. And he shows up, and then out of nowhere he just gets stabbed, and you think, oh crap, this guy's dead. And even Yuri is like, rest in peace. And then out of nowhere, and then they're fighting, and then out of nowhere Ginshi just grabs the Kagune, and he's like, hey there, and he's just like, oh crap, he's not dead. And then that's when Yuri reveals the Quinkix, or I don't know how to pronounce that. And that's when he reveals that he can use the ghouls' powers in some way or manner. He can't use his Kagune, but he has this kind of arm thing where he can use a version of a Kagune. And that's when they take down the taxi driver, or at least they think. And then that's when Sasaki comes in and saves them, and he's telling them, never let your guard down, which is obviously showing the difference in expertise between even the captain and Sasaki, which is a lot more experience. Also, the fact that I would also like to point out the time gap between this season, the RE and Tokyo Ghoul is about 2 to 3 years. So obviously Sasaki is a lot older than these guys. I think he's been around longer than them. So you can obviously tell the difference in expertise, obviously. And it kind of... And then what happens is that Yuri wants to kind of finish off the taxi driver, but then Sasaki tells him not to. So they're kind of having this little conflict between them, because Yuri thinks one way and Sasaki thinks another way. And there's this kind of like conflict of interest between them. So it's really interesting, you know? And the fact that even though he's a leader, he can't do anything about how Sasaki thinks. He has no choice but to respect him, because he is his teacher and he is someone who taught him everything. And that's kind of where we're left off at the end of the very first chapter, where we introduced to Heize Sasaki, which is a rank 1 investigator. He is part of the Mando squad, and he is the mentor of the Queen squad. But he isn't really their leader. He's just the mentor, the one that takes care of them. And that's how basically chapter 1 really ends. So to give you my thoughts and opinions about it, it went a lot slower, obviously, than the anime, but you have to think when it came to episode 1, but you have to consider the fact that episode 1, there's only 12 episodes in the season, and it's trying to cover as much as RE as it can. So I'm assuming there's about 4 or 5 chapters in that first episode, considering how many people complained that the episode went by too quickly, you know, how too many things were shown. I'm not quite sure exactly how far it is, because I haven't read the other chapters. I'm doing 1 chapter at a time when it comes to the manga, but when it comes to the anime, I'm doing 2 episodes in reviews, or either 1 episode. But once I get to the manga, I'll be able to compare and contrast the episodes. But all I can say about the first chapter, it only gives you about probably 15 or 20% of the first episode, and it's in even more detail than the episode, because obviously the episode had to go a lot more, and have it go a lot quicker and try to cover as much as it can. But I have to say, I kind of loved how they introduced all the characters when it comes to different situations, the different personalities. You could really see them in the pictures and in their dialogue. You could really see how much different each character is and how unique they are. We don't get introduced to all the investigators based on what I've seen in the anime in the episodes. I've seen 1 and 2, so I'll kind of be able to... It's kind of spoilerish for me, you know, but I'm just comparing them. And, we don't get introduced to all the investigators in this first chapter, but we get introduced to most of them. We get introduced to 3 of them, and Sasaki. I believe there's 1 more, but I won't reveal anything for the people who haven't seen the anime and who just decide when to come here to read the manga. That's all we get introduced to, and we get introduced to where... That's basically what chapter 1 is. We just get introduced to all the characters. We get introduced to the CCG. We get introduced to the Quink Squad, or at least a portion of the Quink Squad. We get introduced to the Quinkses, which is like a version of the Kagune. Now the CCG is trying to use the Ghoul powers, so that's something that was revealed. And it's kind of surprising if you only read the manga and never seen the anime. It's kind of a shocker, to be honest. At least when I first watched the first episode, it was kind of a shocker for me too. If I had a reaction, I would be screaming when I saw that, you know? I saw that episode with my brother, and we were all freaking out about it. But yeah, it's not a surprise for me, since I've already seen the first 2 episodes of the anime, and the manga is kind of behind on that, and I'm only doing 1 chapter at a time. But yeah, guys, that's all that's revealed in the first episode. I have to give, in the first chapter, and I have to give it a thumbs up. I really enjoyed this chapter. Sorry guys, I'm so used to saying episodes, because I only do reviews on episodes. This is my first time doing a manga read, and I really enjoyed it, definitely. It was a fun read for me. It was about 51 pages, I think, and honestly, that's not that much, considering most of them are just pictures, and there's like there's some dialogue, but not that much. And I have to say, I really enjoyed it. It's a good introduction for Tokyo Ghoul RE. I have to say, I gave that chapter, I guess, an 8 out of 10. And yeah, it's going its own pace, and I'm definitely going to be able to see the difference between the manga and the anime. And I can see how people will love the mangas way more than the animes. Just the appreciation of the art and the dialogue, and just everything about the book themselves is so interesting, how it goes into more detail, how it shows more characterization, and all that kind of stuff. I have to say, I really enjoyed this manga, and I can't wait to read the next chapter. Unfortunately, I think the manga reads, I have to think about a schedule, because the anime, 1 episode comes every week, and there's going to be 12 episodes, or 24 episodes. I don't know how many episodes. I think there's only 12 episodes in this new season. So, and if I just do one chapter at a time for the manga every week, it's gonna be a problem because I'm gonna be way behind on the manga when I'm not gonna be on par with the anime. So I think what I'm gonna be doing is maybe 2 chapters a week of manga reads, or maybe 3 chapters a week. I can't really tell. It just depends on how busy I am and how I'm available. But yeah, guys, that's what I'm gonna be doing for the Tokyo Ghoul RE manga raids. Maybe 2-3 chapters a week. And that way you'll have a more in-depth discussion about 1, 2, and 3. For each chapter, and not just the whole book itself, because it's a lot of discussions for just a whole entire book. It took me I'm right now at 15 minutes right now of discussing just chapter 1, and really it was just more of me overviewing the plot, giving my thoughts and opinions about the plot, and just giving my thoughts and appreciation for the manga itself, and comparing and contrasting the anime. That's essentially what this is gonna be. I'm not an expert when it comes to Tokyo Ghoul. I've seen the anime season 1 and 2, Tokyo Ghoul and Tokyo Ghoul Route A. I never read the mangas for season 1 and season 2, so maybe I should go and do that. But I've seen the anime, so I thought it would be a good idea just to start reading the mangas when it already started, since it's kind of like a clean slate, but not really. So yeah, guys, I'm kind of new to all this, but this is something I really want to get used to, and something I really want to make a habit of for me, because manga is something I want it to be a hobby for me. So yeah, guys, don't judge me for not knowing the names, for not pronouncing the names correctly. This is all new to me, and I'm not an expert in these animes. I'm just trying to give my thoughts and my opinions and my discussion, my review on this anime. If you guys can help me out with this discussion by giving your thoughts and opinions on the comments down below, please do, guys. Just don't spoil anything for me, guys. But yeah, comment down below and let me know what I said wrong, on what you can correct me on what you want to discuss. I'd love to discuss with you guys in the comments down below. Just comment about an opinion you think about the first chapter, and then I'll go and reply to you again, and we'll have this discussion in the comments, and it'll be awesome. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. Comment down below, like this video, subscribe to our channel. We have a bunch of awesome new content coming. And yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching the Watch Anime channel. Go and subscribe to their channel and enjoy awesome anime content, as well as exclusive content at their Patreon account.